Whatever she said, then I'm that. If this here rocks to y'all, then we that. Whatever she said, then I'm that. If this here rocks to y'all, then we that.
Hey, what up, guys? It is Major G, and since I'm not really doing much today, I got an off day, I thought I would rewatch a little bit of my introductory Superman series, and that is Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. So this series includes Dean Cain as Superman. Those of you guys who are younger will remember him as what's their last name? I forgot her last name, but you'll remember him as Jeremiah, or Supergirl's dad in the new series. He's also shown up in Smallville as something else, some villain of the week. I forgot which. And it also has Terry Hatcher. Smallville fans will remember her as, I think it was she? She was what? Lois? Not Lois. She showed up for something in Smallville. I forgot what it was. I almost want to say it was Lois's mother. I almost want to say she showed up as Lois's mother in Smallville, or Chloe's mom, something like that. Maybe she was Chloe's mom. But she did show up in Smallville, and yeah, this was basically my introduction to Superman. One of the cool things, and this was mostly about Lois and Clark's relationship to each other, and it was almost more about Clark Kent than Superman itself, or Superman himself, because the series opens up with him going to Metropolis and becoming the Clark Kent that we know at the Daily Planet, and so he's already pretty much fully aware of his powers and everything. He just doesn't know how to become Superman. And one of the things I've always touted about this series is that it has a lot of really cool. There's a lot of things in it that kind of show what it's like to be Superman. So like, yeah, there's a scene in this where it shows him shaving, or not in this particular episode, but in the series. And this predates the Superman cartoon, which showed him shaving as well, or how Superman shaves. Like there was a scene in this where it shows him using a mirror to use his heat vision to shave. There's a part in the series where it shows him like picking up his fan mail like once a week or something, and he answers it at super speed, and like he ends up getting like it just shows like how busy he is. I remember in one of the later seasons they show the Superman Museum, and one of the things I remember most about that would maybe go like, holy crap, Superman is freaking powerful, is that there's a quick scene where he's like walking through the Superman Museum, and then there's like a little exhibit of like one lock of Superman's hair, and it's like, and it shows like the lock of his hair like holding up like 16 tons or something, and it's like, holy crap, his freaking hair can hold up 16 tons. That's ridiculous. So yeah, Lois and Clark actually shows some really cool stuff about Superman and gives you an idea of what Superman's life is like. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So here we go. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, pilot episode, which is a double episode, by the way. So it's going to be like an hour and a half. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, Lane Smith is Perry White. Dude was always talking about Elvis all the time. Yep, Tracy Scoggins. Tracy Scoggins was my first cat, Grant. And unfortunately, she only shows up for like the first one or two seasons. But she's always like fawning all over Clark Kent, just like because she wants to like, because he's so pure, she wants to make him dirty or something like that. And then yeah, John Shea is Lex Luthor. John Shea was my first Lex Luthor, and he was the Luthor I remember because he was the Luthor who had hair. Holy crap! That's the movie theater from The Flash. Oh my god, I recognize that place. That's the freaking movie theater from The Flash. In the old Flash series, there's a scene where the Flash is walking his dog past the movie theater, and they're having a Batman Superman thing, and or double feature, Batman Superman double feature, and like the dog wants to go in, and he's like, "No, we get enough of that at home." So there's some goofy jokes in there in the Flash, but that's the movie theater he walks past.
Whoa! Hey, Earl, come on. Hey, don't we get enough of that? Huh?
I only remember because I took a screenshot of it for Instagram and talk about how funny it was. Oh, there's Lois.
Beard, but
And that's Jimmy Olsen. One thing I gotta give credit to Terry Hatcher's Lois Lane about is that she was always like doing something.
I still can't believe they thought you were a boy.
Well, the mustache helped, and thanks for teaching me how to boost a car.
To Lois Lane, still going where no reporter has gone before.
That's essentially Lois Lane in this series. She's always getting saved by Superman because she's always like doing investigative journalism and like trying to and like doing undercover work and stuff.
What do you expect?
Nuns, old lady, and a mom with a baby carriage. Totally stereotypical.
Unless all the modules are in place within the next few weeks, the space station Prometheus will lose its orbit and fall back into the Earth's atmosphere. That kind of an occurrence will surely spell the end to any future projects and the space program as a whole.
Wait.
A series of delays and launch failures have already put IMPRAD's back to the wall.
Wasn't that spaceship in Supergirl? In the first episode of the second season of Supergirl, called Prometheus or something like that?
Ladies like you only work the night.
I wonder if that's the same building they used for the Daily Planet in Smallville.
Ah, yes.
This is my first trip to Metropolis. I have some samples of my work.
Oh, good, good. Let's take a look. The Borneo Gazette. Mating rituals of the knob-tailed gecko. Kit, I'm sure that these are fascinating stories. But you see, son, this is the Daily Planet. We're the greatest newspaper in the whole world. Now, our people are
Notice that
dedicated
one of the
servants
newspapers he pulled out was in Chinese. I keep saying people sleep on Superman, like they don't realize the skills he has. One of which being a polyglot, which is that he knows multiple languages.
Now, as I was
He knows
saying,
like pretty much all the
you just
languages
can't
on
walk in
Earth.
here with those-
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you taking the time to see me.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yet another cool thing about this show, just how casually he uses his powers.
Thought you're going out tonight. Oh, I gotta work. I can't.
Lucy Lane,
Oh,
that's
stars.
right, yeah,
Did you
that
find
was
an
her,
escort
Lucy
to
Lane.
Lex Luthor's wider? Lois, I just want you to meet a super guy.
She will.
My heart beats only for one man.
Oh.
I never realized how much of a tsundere Lois is. They had laptops back then?
Clark Kent, welcome to the Daily Planet. Oh, whoops.
Terrible tragedies unfolding. There seems to be some.
Let's tell.
You are low man. I am top banana, and that's the way I like it. Comprende?
You like to be on top. Got it.
Oh my god!
Don't push me, Kent. You are way out of your league.
In a zero-gravity environment, we can actually separate the proteins that form viruses. And so many children with crippling diseases. My daughter.
Interesting. That's a plot point in Space Uchi Kyodai, Space Brothers.
I think you and I should pay Dr. Baines a visit.
In Uchi Kyodai, there's a girl who's going to the ISS to try to develop a cure for ALS.
Naturally, we're all still in a state.
Can we take a look at it?
Sorry. No press allowed.
No exceptions?
I'll see what I can do.
Great.
Oh my
On
god.
the subject
God
of
dang it,
Dr.
Clark.
Samuel Platt.
Oh,
Who's the new tight end?
Why don't you throw your usual forward pass and find out?
I think that's a joke about how Dean Cain used to play football. I think he played for like the Bills or something.
Now step right up, don't be shy. Feast your eyes on an engineering marvel. A signpost to a new age of
There's
scientific
your motive.
advancement.
He's gonna stare down the cobra.
It's in Chinese. Oh, don't tell me that you
A
read.
good horse is like a member of the family.
I told you guys.
that. That. We better be going.
Yeah, it was a bit fast.
So, explain something to me. You eat like an 8-year-old and you look like Mr. Hardbody. What's your secret? And can I have it? But Henderson, if there were contusions on...
I want a pizza now.
When are you coming? Out of the closet.
Very soon. Let her go. Put down those guns or I'll...
Give up. No loose ends, huh?
If I have an effective disguise, I won't have to worry about people finding out about me.
Come on, let's get started.
Oh my god. Wow. The hero. Gotta be fast and he's gotta be strong. He's gotta be. I need a hero. Ah, here we go. Uh-oh. No, that's not it. Just missing one thing.
The baby blanket we found you in so long ago. And this.
The House of L.
Mission Control advises ground crew. Witness check is nominal. Panels now green in all sectors. All biomonitoring systems are online.
That's Lois for you.
What the hell is that? Is that a bird? Is it a plane? No, just a guy in a pair of tights and a cape.
Hey, get away from that! What kind of a lunatic are you? That is a bomb that you...
And he eats it.
Excuse me.
The Hulk can't do that.
No, you don't. There's nothing wrong with this transport vehicle or the station. You only need to get there.
How are they supposed to do that?
I'll take them there.
Okay.
Oh my god. So that was the first episode of the first that was the first episode of Lois and Clark. Once again, that was a double episode. And the show itself was about it was an hour-long episode, so about 45 minutes or so. Each episode. So that was 2 episodes. But yeah, I mean, you could see a bunch of you could see how it was it was a pretty good Superman show. Shows you just how Clark Kent lives and what he's like, with some splatterings of Superman in there, but it's mostly about Clark Kent and his relationship with Lois. And so what it was more interesting than I remember, I guess. I don't remember. I remember seeing it when it first came on. But I was a little kid at the time, so yeah, I was a little kid at the time. So that was basically my introduction to Superman, because before that there was the George Reeve. I saw the Christopher Reeve ones, but that was my first real kind of day-to-day look at what it's like being Superman, Clark Kent, all that stuff, like Smallville, Supergirl. Supergirl does that kind of thing with Supergirl. This was kind of the Superman for the modern age, I guess. Because you had Superboy, but that wasn't... I don't feel like that was as big. And I'd never really heard of it until last year or a couple of years ago, something like that. But yeah, I remember growing up watching Lois and Clark on ABC at like 8 or 9 o'clock each week. So that was really kind of the introduction for me, and for some other people too as well, because I remember Dean Cain went to Phoenix Comic Con a couple of years ago, and I was like, holy crap, it's Dean Cain. It's like, he was my Superman. I mean, yes, Christopher Reeve is the, was, I don't know how to frame that, but he's the iconic Superman. But Dean Cain is the one you really kind of see. He's the one that, that you kind of grow into, I guess. Like, he's the one you kind of, you see more often. Like that, like TV, kind of like how people see Stephen Amell as Green Arrow and Grant Gustin as Flash. Like, yeah, Ezra Miller is going to be, the Flash, but at the same time, it's like, people are like, holy crap, it's Grant Gustin. Grant Gustin is the Flash. He is the Flash. It's kind of like that kind of feeling. Same thing with Stephen Amell. Like, people, you can see people going like, yeah, Stephen Amell, he's the Arrow, dude. He is the Arrow. He is the Arrow. He is the great Green Arrow. He's dark, that kind of thing. So, and that's one thing I do like about the series, going back and looking at it, is it's one of those series that it made, not only, I remember Terry Hatcher not only being a, what's the term we use? I remember Terry Hatcher's, during that show, being seen as like the it girl. Like, she was sexy and smart, and I forgot the word we used for it, but like the term we use when someone is mostly seen as extremely sexy. I remember that being Terry Hatcher for after the show came out, like, for a long time, it was like another step up in the whole kind of scene for like women's roles on TV, where Lois was always doing her own thing. Like, she wasn't like, Margot Kidder was a good Lois Lane, but she was always in danger, and it was like, you didn't understand why she was throwing herself in danger, but yet in Lois and Clark, she would kind of throw herself in danger, but at the same time, she can handle herself. And like, that's one thing I do appreciate about the show, is like, they show that, that's what she does. She handles herself. Like, this assassin's out trying to kill her, or sneaking up on her, and she's like beating them up with like these moves that she probably learned from her dad, being an army brat. And she's a tough woman. She of course she wants to be loved, but at the same time, she's a very tough woman and very uncompromising, which is good. That's good for young women to see, and it's kind of good representation in my opinion for that. I mean, I'm not a woman, but I mean, I would think that would be good representation at the very least for the time. Keep in mind, this is like the early 90s. Let me see. When did this first air? I want to say it was like 93? 93, yeah. So in 1993, that's very good representation. Some people today might not see it that way, but I mean, it's progress. Lois and Clark, in my opinion, definitely helped in women, in terms of how they're seen. And Terry Hatcher was kind of one of those people. Terry Hatcher, Lucy Lawless, who was Xena, like that kind of thing. It helped push women from being just a support role, just being a damsel in distress, to being very independent, and that kind of thing. Like helped pave the way for the Sleepy Hollow roles. The what do you call it? The what's the name of that series? The Kerry Washington and Scandal roles, like stuff like that, where like it helped do that. And so let me know what you guys think. Definitely go back and check out Lois and Clark. Lois and Clark. There's a very good reason Lois and Clark was on for almost 5 seasons. It kind of died down after they got married, but the first 2 or 3 seasons were pretty freaking cool, and they had some really cool concepts with the story. But yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about Lois and Clark if you go back and watch it. And yeah, until next time, you guys, I will see you guys later. Is this guy what? This guy just ski into a jungle? Jay.